So I got out of the shower a few minutes ago and I feel way better, but very exhausted. So this is my little humble abode for the next month. This will be my first night here. It was a good day. I know that like once I got some food, once I had something to drink, after I get rest tonight, I'll be like especially like woo. But it was really great to arrive here and pretty much immediately see one of my best friends who I hadn't seen in 7 or 8 years, is what we figured out. So that's been nice. I had two basically like small world moments today, or just beautiful conversations. On the plane ride from JFK into Paris, there was a guy sitting beside me, and it just so happened, and I'm trying to even think of like how this came to be, how we got to talking about this. One of his grandfathers was from French Guiana, and I lived there and I taught there. Well, you're probably thinking, where? That's like most people, and pretty much including myself when I was placed to work there. France basically took their little piece of South America, and it's still part of France, and it's right above Brazil. And so I taught there at a middle school a long time ago, right after college. And this guy's great. He said, yeah, my grandpa, he left when he was 13 and he never looked back. I was like, wow. And then I got to talking, and I think from that, I was talking about, where his lineage had come from and different things, and the conversation evolved, and I mentioned Cuba and how I felt when I was in Cuba, and his other grandfather was from Cuba. I'd spent like a week there in 2016, and I ended up taking photos all during the day and then dancing at night and publishing this book. So anyways, that is also a meaningful place to me, and it was just wild that in a very short span of time, somehow, of all the things we could have talked about, French Guiana comes up, and that's something we have in common. Like what? And then the Cuba piece as well, and he's a musician, and of course I sing a bit, and I used to play a saxophone, not so great anymore. But anyways, so that was just kind of like a cool thing. And then, I think my last time flying was on Delta to France. Yeah, I was definitely on Delta. And they give you like an eye mask, and they give you good food and wine, and anyways, it's a whole experience. And I took another airline this time, and then there was no eye mask and there was no blanket, and you could like purchase a blanket for like $6 or something, and all the eye mask, all other things. Anyways, and I was just like, whatever, I'll be fine. Well, he like bought me a blanket, and it was just like really nice, and I must say a complete game changer, because if I had not had something to put over my eyes to put out the light so I could sleep on this flight that went from 12:30 a.m. to like 6 whatever a.m. basically the next day, I don't know what I would have done, but I know I wouldn't have arrived to Paris feeling good at all and ready to meet my friends. So anyways, that was just super nice. Okay, then I get here, greeted by Jean, and back in like October when I was here, my friend Chris and I, we were here together. We got a ride from Jean. I had talked to him. He was originally from Cameroon, then he went and moved to Germany, and he was there for years, and moved to France, and he built up his business, and now he owns his own car, and he's self-employed, and he has other ideas, things he's going to do next, and go back to Cameroon and build different things. And anyways, so we could kind of connect over entrepreneurship and like having lots of different ideas. And anyways, I was greeted with a smile by Jean at the airport, and it was nice showing up solo to like someone waiting there, having a sign and a friendly face and someone I'd seen before. So hopped in the car with him, chit-chat away. That was a good conversation. Feu au prison. Feu à l'état. Intéressant.
Pour moi, je suis un peu triste quand je vois les bâtiments comme ça, très grands, très, je ne sais pas, like normal, pas charmant, que l'impression de Paris.
Moi aussi.
Ouais.
He brings me to this apartment, and basically, I went up 3 floors. There's not always an elevator in France, so you just use your legs. And the rez-de-chaussée is basically the first floor. So if you're on the 3rd floor, you're on the 4th floor. In a lot of cases, there's not an elevator, or not a working elevator. So anyways, it was good. It's been good to like be using my body, using my legs. It reminds me of like how much easier it is to stay healthy here, is how it feels. Even just food wise, like my body right now is just feeling better. Anyways, okay, so there wasn't a number on the door here. So I was given the address, someone met me right out front. It's an Airbnb. And then I came up, whatever, they let me in, etc. So when I came back on my own later this evening, I'm like, which door was it? I think it was the 3rd floor. I remember him saying troisième étage. Okay. And after going up and down and up and down and then back up again, I finally started using the key and like kind of going around to people's doors. At first I was just eyeballing it. I'm like, no, I don't think that would, no, that's not gonna work. And then I just kept trying the doors because I was getting a little bit desperate. You know, recently there's been a lot in the news in the US about people being shot for like turning around in a driveway that's not theirs and things like that. So, I mean, I was a little nervous and I didn't want anyone to be alarmed or like, you know, be fearful. Anyways, finally I wind up kind of making a little noise trying to get into this one door. And as I moved along to another, a guy came out. Friendly, calm, he wasn't afraid or anything. And crazy enough, he's actually been to North Carolina.
Nice to meet you.
So again, we start talking. It wasn't far in that he talks about, I think he maybe studied in Tennessee, and so then he was over in North Carolina skiing. I mean, not a lot of people go skiing in North Carolina. It's not exactly known for that. I mean, I remember the first time I skied was in North Carolina in Girl Scouts as a kid. Anyways, and so this guy had skied in my home state. Wild. He's like the great grandson of the original, if I'm saying it right, but he said it, King of Bora Bora. I was like, oh, okay, all right, well, there's that. Anyways, so yeah, we had a North Carolina connection. The one person I met in this building since being checked in, because he'd skied there. And yeah, we talked a little bit about Bora Bora and that area and his dreams in business and how he wants to go to business school in the US after he gets a degree here. Nice conversation. So nice to have like a friendly neighbor across the way. Wild, I've had that North Carolina connection. And then started out with that wonderful conversation with the guy on the airplane connecting over French Guyana. So yeah, it's been a really good day. There's also just been a lot of artwork out and about, like interesting things to see. I don't know if you're familiar with Obey, if that like rings a bell. Anyways, that artwork, I took a picture of an Obey flyer. I don't know what the right word is for it. But piece of artwork in San Francisco back in the day. The first time I ever saw, I believe it was Shepherd's Ferry. His work was there. It was in the kind of the Silk Center area, and I took a picture. It's somewhere on a hard drive, I think, right now. Anyways, that was kind of a fun, like familiar thing to see here. And then there's been a lot of other stuff and things written in French that have just been a little bit like food for thought, like, you know, what's behind that? and a lot of interesting, intriguing things. And having my friend Antonia with me for some of this has also been good, because I feel like I'm very curious and I'm always like looking around and seeing things, but she spotted some interest, like, oh look, there's that alien climbing on the side of the building, and someone had put this little whatever, like painted a little alien. I mean, just bizarre things. So she has she's an artist as well, and so she has this attention to detail, and so it's been fun, like seeing what she's noticed. So a good day, and it'll be nice to sleep. I'm looking forward to eating a croissant tomorrow morning. Can't wait. Been thinking about that for days. I had a crepe today. She and I split a crepe with Nutella and banana. Yum. I mean, Nutella, banana, crepe, and strawberries. That's my favorite combo. Dinner was good too today. There's so much good food in Paris. There's so much good food in France, and it just tends to be fresh and homemade, and not a lot of processed foods, and just things that leave you like, it's a very enjoyable experience, and then your body feels good and you're out and about walking around in the sunshine. And we strolled along the Seine today, the river, and past the Louvre, and in the Jardin des Tuileries. I really had to go to the bathroom, actually. I checked that out as a possible spot, which probably sounds very unclassy, but I really had to go. And there was a lot of greenery. It's a huge garden, but that was not a good spot. So just went into a restaurant for €1 and did what I had to do. But yeah, so it was nice exploring a little bit, and seeing new places, and then revisiting places I have been to, but with someone who it's their first time. That's a neat experience in and of itself. So yeah, day 1 of a whole month here. Kind of wild. Now it sort of feels like a long time. I'm like, wow, a whole month. Curious what's in store and how I'm going to be feeling day to day.